all, and welcome back to the Believe in Iowa State podcast. I'm your host, Tyler Carter.
And I'm back as your host, Cody Van Seelum from Finals Week.
Well, Cody, welcome. Hopefully, finals week wasn't too much of a brain melt on you.
Yeah, it may have been a little bit studying it, but like once I got done with my last one, it was a relief. So I just literally sat back as soon as I got done with my finals. I just sat back, laid in my bed, and rewatched some Iowa State basketball.
Hey, there you go, man. The trooper that you are, the sicko that you are, always still thinking about sports. That's the Cody I know.
Yep. And then real quick, I just saw this. This came from earlier today. So you know how we've talked about volleyball a little bit, but
Yes.
something big just came out about an hour ago. So the AVCA, which is like kind of like the volleyball version of the NCAA, came up with their like Player of the Year awards, and one of our own has picked up an award. Our own Rachel Van Gorp is the inaugural AVCA Libero of the Year. So this is kind of like if you were to put it into basketball or football terms, this would be like your best defensive player, like the defensive player of the year. So something like so
Mm.
so yeah, I did see that, and we did see some stuff with volleyball because obviously, uh, yesterday was the semifinals for volleyball where Texas A&M, the fighting the Aggies of Texas A&M, will be taking on the Kentucky Wildcats, an all SEC battle for the national championship. So that's on Sunday. So if you are watching volleyball, watch that. It's really fun, and yeah, so it's a wild ride in the national tournament. So what a fun way to start my winter break, man. Life is good.
There you go, man. So, yeah, if you want to start off your uh, winter break, let's watch that national championship game.
Yep.
Cody, there are a few topics that I want to delve into today. First one I want to go into, since you've been gone, we have had new coaching hires, especially a wide receiver coach today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think there's been a lot, and I've also been following a page. I think it was with Iowa State Nation, is
Yes.
one of the pages that keeps up to date, and I love the work that they've done to keep up with the coaching hires. Yeah, we did talk. Iowa State is hiring wide receiver, Houston's Derek Sherman to join the Iowa State staff as the wide receiver coach. I think there was a mention that he coached a top 5 Big 12 wide receiver.
Mm-hmm. Yes, he had. Yes, he did.
Yep. Yeah. So I'm just thinking with that. So that's in addition to all the other ones that we have seen recently. We have seen that Jesse Bobbitt will be joining Iowa State as a defensive coordinator. Uh, he was the Washington State. He was at Washington State with Jimmy Rogers, and he will be joined alongside the Toledo defensive coordinator. And were they going to be considered co-defensive coordinators, or how did that
I
work?
so I reported on Wednesday it was co-defensive coordinators, but it might be I don't know if it's going to be co-defensive coordinators or if Russ Watson from Toledo is going to be the D-backs and safeties coach.
Okay.
Uh, that was a rumor that I heard. I'm not sure if that's true. We'll see. We'll probably know by the end of this weekend when the coaching staff is confirmed. So
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'm not sure.
Yep. And then I did see also we did pick up a offensive line coach from Auburn. Jake Thornton is correct.
Yes. He had a offensive line that was PFF graded as a seventh offensive line. Auburn did have, obviously Auburn went 5-7, but if you saw their offensive line, they did have a pretty decent run game. Pass game was a little bit erratic, probably because of the quarterback that they had. But Cam Coleman was an elite receiver that they had. So, we'll have to see how. Really excited to see what Jake Thornton, what he has when he comes and brings the SEC type of mindset to the Big 12.
Mm-hmm. And then somehow, some way, Iowa State is still going to technically have a Coach Campbell, so it's going to continue on as Iowa State has picked up UTEP's director of strength and conditioning, Chris Campbell. So he will be in a similar role. He is an Iowa State alum and has made previous stops at Austin Peay, Houston, and Louisiana, the Raging Cajuns. And I believe He might have been like those, like like those kinesiology classes and those PET
Mm-hmm.
classes at Iowa State. I wouldn't be surprised if he may know some professors that are, who knows, they're still at the university.
He also was the strength and conditioning coach on the I believe on the tail end of the Paul Rhodes era. So that's also how he has his connection to the Iowa State football team.
Okay, and then I think you mentioned this already. Tyler Roll is coming back to the Iowa State Cyclones after spending a year with the Detroit Lions as the tight ends coach, and he'll be back as the offensive coordinator. So,
Yes.
I,
If you know anything, go ahead. Go ahead, Cody.
yeah, I wonder. I think this may play huge into the influence of maybe Hanson Abu Sama staying, because he was I believe, the running backs coach
Yes,
when
in
it was it.
2024.
Yeah, 2024. Yep. Okay, so that could help. So that could be some reassurance for like some sort of some continuation of the Campbell regime in one way, shape, or form.
Well, yeah, he's going to be the only one from the Campbell regime that's going to be in this new era. So it really and also it helps if you want to try to retain the likes of Carson Hansen or Abu Sama. And
Hmm.
hey, and since he's a tight end coach, I did say for one of the other shows when I did report this, that hey, maybe the tight ends will look to him and really use him as a tool to and pick his brain on how to be an NFL tight end with Bramer and Burkle. So who knows?
Hmm. Yeah.
So
So,
we have a chat.
oh wait, oh wait, that's from wait, that's not from you. Wait, did you just type that, or what happened?
Uh, Hold on.
Oh,
We may have gotten hacked.
oh, oh, oh boy. Yeah, fortunately.
I'm going to Twitch right now. What? Bruh.
You
Nah,
know,
dog. That's crazy mid pod. I get hey everyone. That's
you
wild.
know. I mean, what? I mean, this isn't like the crazy thing. I mean, we've seen Twitter accounts get hacked. I think what was it? Iowa women's head basketball coach Jan Jensen got hacked, and then I think known Cyclone fan Jim Carrey even got his Twitter got hacked. So a couple Twitter accounts have been getting hacked lately, which is one of the oddest things that I'm not even surprised we're even talking about this, but here we are.
Oh, I tweaked, bro. Somebody was saying, "Hey, everyone." Okay. I was about to say, I was like, yo.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Live production, folks.
yeah, live production. Sorry, yo. Man, I was like, huh? But yeah, okay. Ah,
All
all
right,
right.
so back to what we were talking about. I think we were mentioning.
Yes.
Okay, we're mentioning something about the coaching hires and kind of like how Tyler Roll would kind of be potentially an influence towards maybe Bramer Burkle staying. Uh, I feel like Burkle graduates after this year, if I'm not mistaken?
Yes, him and Bramer will both graduate.
Oh, Bramer. I thought Bramer was a junior.
Bramer is a junior. Bramer is
Okay.
a junior this year, and then he'll be a senior next year. So
Okay.
they
Okay.
both have one more year. Obviously, it's really pending on if they decide to stay or not. So
Yeah.
we'll see. I
Yeah.
just think that the role move is definitely it was a smart move, and I think it was also a smart move in regards if you're trying to get player retention, have player retention.
Hmm. Yeah, and I think everybody like everyone was just like talking about like, oh, who's gonna be leaving for Iowa State, who's coming in, whatever, whatever. Yeah, I'm just like, I'm like, I know it's coming. It's gonna be a matter of time. So, but we have had some announcements already of departures. So going down the list of departures, so among them are a couple safeties, and most recently, Kajon Cummings Coleman is entering the transfer portal. This one I was surprised because he was actually. See, he was playing pretty well in his role, and I think he was starting to come into his own.
Yeah, definitely. That was a tough guy to lose. Unfortunately, he was a up and coming guy. I know. Um, it's gonna suck to lose him. Quentin Taylor was also a very nice piece that we also lost in the portal. So and unfortunately, this is probably what we're gonna be seeing, and probably more of it probably on January 2nd, or just know that this is just what it's gonna be. So
Yeah. So I mean, I'm expecting just a number of players like, but I think defensively you should be generally okay. It's more about the offense. I'm more concerned about who may be leaving offensively.
yeah, there are a few pieces that I do want to stay. I guess let's delve into that. Like, let's say you're Tyler Roll, if you had an offense, who would you want to stay ideally on the offense to build around to have built for at least building blocks?
Yeah. I'd say obviously you got to do your best to keep like the star players, like Rocco, Hanson, Bramer. But if you do lose them, I would say the number one thing, I mean, quarterback wise, you got to keep at least Mansky or Mobley. You got to keep one of those two. 'Cause I think keeping Mansky would be nice because I think I like his upside.
Yes.
And I mean,
It
we in limited action, so but I'm high on the upside.
Especially when you look at Tyler Rowe's offense. I don't know if you watched any of Trey Lance's 2019-2020 season,
Hmm.
but if you watched any of that team, that's exactly what the offense is going to look like. And then you see like the Maryland Eye that we ran a lot.
Hmm.
That's the type of offense that we're going to be running. It's very run heavy. And let's say hypothetically, if we were to lose Rocco because we don't know if he's going or not, then that type of offense would be catered to a player like a Mansky who also has an arm but who is an elite runner too. So I think yeah, you just start anew with him, and hopefully you can get at least 2-3 years out of him and see what happens. Obviously, we're talking about hypothetically, of course. I also, I would want some of the receivers too. I believe Chase Soul. I think he's has a good chance of coming back, and
Hmm.
Eskildson and his brother, I believe, are clones to the bone.
Yeah.
So I would say them. Obviously, the running backs too. Carson Hansen would be a huge um, get for this
Yeah.
staff, man. He's just. It seems like he'd
Mhm.
be a Tyler Roll type of guy. So
I think Carson Hansen would fit perfectly into like this offense. You mentioned the power I. I did like Hansen is the kind of running back that you like to have in like kind of going through the middle and run through somebody. That's the style of running back that Hansen is. Apu's kind of more of like the finesse, try to kick it outside, whatever, and shoot through a gap. But Hansen can just like run downhill north to south. And if you're Jimmy Rogers and your Tyler Roll, you want to keep a guy like Carson Hansen because he's the type of running back that you look for to have in your offense. It's kind of like because he did have that year in the year in Detroit. It's kind of like having we were connected to the Detroit Lions. It's kind of like having Jameer Gibbs and David Montgomery, Sonic and Knuckles.
yes,
You
yes,
have David Montgomery is more of like the downhill north to south type of runner, and I mean Jameer Gibbs does that good as well, but he's also like very like flashy. He's more like I think he's the more elusive kind of back that you get outside and get out into space.
definitely that. And they use their tight ends a lot too,
Oh yeah.
as you saw in that offense. Obviously, Sam Laporta was injured, but when he was there in Detroit, they use the tight ends a lot too. So it's going to be interesting to see what Tyler Rowe's offense is like. Honestly, we probably won't know until spring practice starts, or at least until this roster fills out after the transfer portal is comes to a conclusion.
Yeah. So I mean that's about probably like what I'm just waiting on. So I think there's just gonna be more coming in. So it's gonna be a very wild next few weeks during winter break. It's just constantly having my phone open on whether it's on Discord or on Twitter, just seeing the latest transfer form news and all the coaching moves.
Facts, man, facts. All right, enough about that. We wanted to come on here because we want to take a look at the playoff. Obviously, the college football playoff starts tonight. Cody, if you want to open your screen and let's talk about it.
Yep. I'll Okay, let's see. Yep. So I've got. So I'm gonna load up. So I'm getting the first round up, and tonight I believe the first matchup will be Alabama at Oklahoma. This will be in Norman. This is a rematch of the regular season matchup in Tuscaloosa, where Oklahoma got a 2-point win over the Crimson Tide. So we're starting off with that tonight, and then on tomorrow we're starting in College Station at 11 a.m. Central Time, where the number 10 seed Miami Hurricanes take on the Texas A&M Aggies, the number 7 seed. Then you head down to the Grove, where number 6 seeded Ole Miss takes on the American champion 11 seed Green Wave of Tulane. And then for the nightcap, you have the Oregon Ducks as the 5 seed hosting the Dukes of James Madison, the Sun Belt champions, the 12 seed. So, I mean, on paper, and a lot of people were talking about this. I mean, I don't remember if I asked you this when we first saw it, but like, is there any of these matchups that like you actually are interested in?
It's probably going to be for the most entertaining, the one tonight, and then probably Miami, Texas A&M are going to be the most intriguing matchups to me, mainly because OU has a elite defense, and they basically stymied Bama at home. Because for Bama is good when what's their
Simpson?
Yeah, when Ty Simpson can pass the ball, but Bama can't run the ball. We saw in the SEC championship that they rushed for -3 yards. So it should be interesting to see if Mateer and the offense can do enough to this Bama team. I expect OU to win at home. Miami and Texas A&M is going to be interesting. It depends on what type of Carson Beck we get, and I think just what we've been talking about all year, Cody, is A&M finally ready to live up to their expectations, and can they win a playoff game? Can they go into basically a home game next week in Dallas, when they play a number 2 seeded Ohio State team? So this is a game where they got to take care of business. They should be able to beat Miami, but this game is not going to be easy. Miami is also there's also a team that they felt that they should have been in the playoff the year previous. So it's going to be interesting to see who reigns supreme in these two matchups. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, for the Miami Texas A&M match, somewhere in South Bend, Indiana, the Fighting Irish and Notre Dame are kicking themselves and pissed off, and they're probably weeping on Twitter about how they should have been in the playoffs and not either of those two.
Exactly, and that's exactly what they've been doing is complaining and complaining and complaining and complaining and complaining.
Yeah. I mean, I already saw you saw the new clause where like Notre Dame gets an automatic spot if they're in the top 12. I found that ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly, man.
It's simple, Notre Dame. Just join a conference. You can't have both. You want the NBC money, fine, but you ain't joining conference. You can't complain about not getting to the playoff because of your weak schedule. Like you set this up, and you don't beat the teams that you need to beat. If you would have beaten either Miami or Texas A&M, we wouldn't even have this conversation. But no, you couldn't beat either of them. Then yes, you win 10 games in a row. But your most impressive win was what? USC, and they were a fringe top 20 team. But I mean, moving from this thing, yeah, Kyle Field, that should be rocking. This game should be a game that should be nuts, because I've always wanted to hear like a high stakes game in College Station at Kyle Field. So this will be just for the atmosphere purposes. I'm watching this game just for that purpose.
Oh no, yeah, hearing the war hymn with 112,000 people rocking side to side, that's going to be an awesome aesthetic. That's one of the greatest atmospheres in college football.
That's a bucket list item for me. Is that like if I ever want to take a visit to different college football games, that's one of them. I mean, from going from one bucket list place to another, the Grove. I mean, that tailgate scene is amazing, and I know for sure the tailgate might be pretty good as Ole Miss hosts Tulane. Obviously, there's a little less steam to this game because of the news of Lane Kiffin taking himself and a good amount of the coaching staff to to Baton Rouge to take over for the at the as the head coach and the new regime for the LSU Tigers.
I know they did say that he did say that part of the LSU coaches are part of the coaches are going to stay there for the duration of the playoff run to coach them. It
Yeah.
seems a little bit weird to me. This one, I don't know because I don't know what the psyche of Ole Miss is going to be. I could possibly see an upset in this one, just based on the fact that I don't know if Ole Miss is going to be fully into it, and then you have it's just this is one that's just a weird matchup because you see also that John Summerall is also going to be leaving Tulane, so he's already halfway through Tulane and then halfway to Florida. So this one is going to be a weird matchup. I honestly could expect a blowout here or a surprising win by Tulane. Who knows?
Hmm.
Um, and then JMU and Oregon. I don't know. This is probably going to be a blowout, but
Yeah.
I I don't know.
It, it
What's your read on this?
it's this is a weird one to me because I think the one thing that Oregon doesn't really have is good wide receivers because they're all
Yeah,
injured. So I mean, Oregon is good all around except at wide receiver because they just don't have guys that can catch the ball because they're all injured. And Dante Moore and that running game is gonna probably have to carry this Oregon to a win. So for Oregon, they're probably just gonna go ground and pound for the majority of this game. And for that, I mean, if JMU can just take, I don't know, get a driver two going in their favor, this could get interesting. But I mean, just on paper, it's weird. But I'm like, you know what? There is a wild world where somehow JMU and Tulane both beat Oregon and Ole Miss.
that would be an insane. That would be an insane uh, results. And then it's just because you look at these possible results and you see that maybe it could be like um, Oregon Texas Tech. That's what everybody has been looking towards. But you didn't. Instead, you get JMU versus Tech. But there has been some discourse about this playoffs. You saw that that Nick Saban went on the Pat McAfee show and saying that basically should AAA teams be playing in the playoff, and then you heard Joel Klatt saying that nobody wants to watch. Everyone wants to watch elite teams and not Cinderella. Where do you stand on this? Because I feel like to me like you should be punishing the committee for this, not JMU and Tulane. They just got picked, so they won they won their respective conferences. And if you want to blame anybody, blame Virginia for not beating Duke. That's who you should blame is the ACC.
Yeah, the ACC having all the chaos that happened essentially put this all into place. Like, come on, the the ACC is such a garbage conference. The fact that the one team that they have in the playoff, didn't even play in the conference championship game. Like that's ridiculous. That's a you problem. That's the you problem for the ACC. And speaking of the ACC, you saw the new proposition for their schedules where they were going to have 12 teams play 9 conference games, and then they're going to have 5 teams play 8 conference games because it has something to do with like agreed on exemptions and blah 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 whatever.
I saw that. Yeah,
It's
that's a mess.
yeah,
We're about to
but going
we're gonna raid the ACC soon, aren't we?
honestly, me, who would you even want from the ACC if you're the Big 12? Who do you even want?
I'd get Miami. I try to get the biggest brands. If you're for the brands, you want to get Miami, Clemson, Florida State, and North Carolina.
Hmm.
But this is who I would want. If Miami is willing to come, Miami,
Mm-hmm.
I'd get but ideally, this is who I'd want. Ideally, I want NC State. I want Virginia Tech.
Mm,
I want Louisville, and then I want Pittsburgh.
yeah, that was the four I was thinking of. I was thinking of that too, because you would obviously, so you would get NC State because I think they would fit well as kind of like I they would fit as like what like the land grant
They're land grant
universities.
textile school. Yeah,
Yep. You would get Louisville because that would give you a chance for those like for the rivalries against Cincinnati and I think in some old like American conference.
yeah. All American Conference, all Big East. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Virginia Tech. I'm curious what their fit would be. Like what
Virginia Tech is similar to like an Iowa State. They're also like a big like an engineering type of school.
yeah. And a tech school kind of like
Yeah.
this is a stretch, but like Texas Tech.
Yes. Yes.
And then you get Pitt. Oh God. As soon as I thought Pitt, I'm like, oh boy. Our West Virginia
you need that.
brothers.
Yeah. You need that city school. You need a city school. That's literally what the Big 12 is. It's land grants, technical universities, city schools, and then West Coast schools. And then we would have East Coast schools filling North Carolina. So
Oh
there it
yeah.
is.
Yeah. I mean, because I was just thinking, because I don't know what Clemson and Florida, I just don't think they would fit. I can't see myself putting them into the Big 12 for the sake of it. See, that's the thing with this like whole expansion thing. We put too many teams in these conferences. We've over bloated them, and now we can't even have them play each other and create these ridiculous things. Why can't we just have the simple 10 teams in a conference, kind of like the old Big 12, where you play everybody in your conference and you determine the champion by playing the regular season. The winner and the best record in the regular season in conference is the conference champion. Isn't that simple?
Well, yes, but you know that these TV networks like to go off of the best brands. That's why Cody. We're eventually going to go back to regionalism. It's going to take a few years, but that's exactly what it's going to go back to.
So it's gonna come full circle.
Yes, it's going to come back full circle until it's too late. And you're like, you guys should have did this the first time. So
Yeah.
I
Did
don't
you?
know, man.
It's like, did you not see this coming? Literally, so many people were telling you this.
Exactly. It doesn't make any sense, dude.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, real quick, back to the Nick Saban comment. That was kind of weird talking about like trying to compare MLB to AAA, but like FBS, they're all the same. And then the Joel Klatt thing, that was in reference to the NCAA basketball tournament, and that was stupid. That was one of the dumbest takes I've ever heard. Like, what do you mean? Like, you hate the NCAA tournament because it's a one and done, and they're all neutral sites? Okay, here's the thing. You do realize outside the first round of the college football playoffs, those games are on neutral sites. So, what is the difference between playing What's the difference between a neutral site basketball game in March versus a neutral site game in college football in late December, early January? Tell me the difference.
There's no difference.
And we're talking about the whole Cinderella thing. Like, come on. That's why most people probably got into the sport anyways. It's because of Cinderella runs. And if you want like the biggest brands to play each other constantly, you're just gonna get the NFL light. And then eventually people are gonna be like, really? So if I really want to watch the best football, I could just go watch the NFL. Because that's exactly what it is. We do not need an NFL light and NFL junior. We do not need that.
You're gonna force people to just you're gonna give the NFL what they want to watch, which is everybody to watch the NFL. Like I watch the NFL because I have a favorite team, but like college football is different because college football has pageantry, and we're losing that day by day by day because of these TV executives.
Yep. And then all like these media talking heads being like, oh, Cinderellas are bad for the sport, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, the best stories for college sports comes out of Cinderella runs. Like, do I gotta mention the St. Pete's run into the Elite Eight? Or how about this? Boise State beating Oklahoma in the Fiesta Bowl.
Yeah. Boise State beating Oklahoma in the Fiesta Bowl, Utah beating Alabama in the Sugar Bowl, App State beating Michigan at Michigan. Like, come on, man. Like,
Mm-hmm.
like,
Not to mention Tulane beating USC in the Cotton Bowl.
yeah, come on. Like, you're gonna tell me that that's bad for the sport? And
And
like,
also, yeah, and also the whole argument, oh, these G5 teams make bad games because they get blown out. Okay, we've seen Power 4 teams get blown out by other Power 4 teams.
thank you, thank you. We saw it last year. We already know that the games don't really truly start until the quarterfinals or the semis. It got
Right.
the playoffs got better as it went on,
Right.
and like this year there is no dominant team. This playoff is probably going to be the most open one that we'll probably ever have. There's not a dominant team, and anybody can literally win it this year.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if you want to make a case for a dominant team, it'd be Indiana or Ohio State, but you could flip a coin between those two. Georgia with Gunnar Stockton can get you places, and I do like the clutch factor. And then Texas Tech with that defense, they can keep up and make people give a run for money. So this entire field is good. And I mean, back to Tulane, who knows if maybe the last time they saw Ole Miss, they got their ass handed to them in Oxford, so maybe they want to punch Ole Miss in the mouth right back. And then the Dukes with a good opportunity. And so, I mean, there's a lot of stories, but boy, I mean, I'm still going to watch it. I will. But I'm mostly rooting for the upsets to happen just because I want to laugh in the face of all the media heads that only want the big brands.
Yeah, that's facts, man. I want that to happen so bad. You were wrong, and then just for them to block you.
Oh boy, I know some Iowa State fans have been getting blocked by Josh Pate lately because boy, oh boy,
bro turned on us, man.
Yep.
He turned on us. All right. Enough playoff talk. We're gonna go into my favorite time of the year. It's the most wonderful time of the year. It's bowl season, baby.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Oh yes, Capital One Bowl Mania, not sponsored. Well, maybe I have to say, but I mean that's what they call it. Right now, we've got NC State and Memphis going on. It's it's in the middle of the fourth quarter in the Union Home Mortgage Gasparilla Bowl, and NC State is putting a beating onto Memphis.
I am watching that right now. Yeah, thank God that they made it to the Gasparilla Bowl, because I guarantee you, if we would have played our bowl game, that's who we would have been playing in the Liberty Bowl.
I think the Otto was like a probably good move because they probably would have sent us to the Liberty Bowl.
They would have. Or actually, no, we would have played Navy. That's what we would have played.
That would be kind of interesting, though.
That would be interesting. I probably would have went.
Yeah. Yep. So, I mean, take a look at some of the bowl games that's gone on throughout the past week. December 13th, the official HBCU National Championship between South Carolina State and Prairie View A&M. I had fun watching this.
Can you tell me how that one went? I wasn't able to.
Prairie View A&M jumps out to a 21-0 lead. I think it was in the halftime. And then South Carolina State scores 21 unanswered to tie it up. And then the two teams just went back and forth. South Carolina State, and I believe it was triple or quadruple overtime, gets a crucial 2-point conversion, which looked out, but they called it good on the field. So Prairie View A&M has to score a 2-point conversion to keep going, and they run short. And South Carolina State wins the Cricket Celebration Bowl and is the official HBCU national champion. So that was fun.
Well, there we go.
And then also on the same day, we had Washington take on Boise State in the LA Bowl. Washington just put a beating onto Boise State. They won that game 38-10 at SoFi Stadium. Troy and Jacksonville State in the Salute to Veterans Bowl, which was this past Tuesday. Jacksonville State pulls out a 17-13 win. I believe it was a go-ahead touchdown with about 2 minutes to go for Jacksonville State. On Wednesday, we had Old Dominion and South Florida. Old Dominion wins by 2 scores in that game, 24-10. And then Delaware in their, I believe this is their bowl debut in the FBS, gets the win over Louisiana. So pretty good year for the Blue Hens of Delaware.
Yes, yes, very congratulations to them. And also another team that came up, Missouri State also made it to the Xbox Bowl, which is played at the Star, the Cowboys practice facility in Frisco. Arkansas State edges up Missouri State 34-28 as Arkansas State finishes their year 7-6.
Yeah, so not too shabby. All right, so we've got bowl games from earlier today. Western Michigan just beat the piss out of Kennesaw State. Good Lord.
Yeah, 42-6. Dude, I was watching this earlier. It's but Kennesaw State struggled. Kennesaw State had a 10-4 season. Western Michigan finishes off a great year at with 10-4 with them being MAC champions. So congratulations to Western Michigan.
Yep. So the Bronx, and then mentioned it. Memphis is getting piss pounded by NC State in the Gasparilla Bowl. So pretty much that thing is ugly. So I think that game is sealed. But we take a look ahead at some of these upcoming bowl games. I just want to go through the list and just see which one stirs my interest the most. So you got. All right, so we have Jimmy Rogers' former team, Wazoo, taking on Utah State in the famous Idaho Potato Bowl.
If you want to watch this, you probably will get a preview of what Iowa State's defense is going to look like next season. So, Clones fans, if you want to tune in and watch that, I suggest you do.
Yeah, and then also I can say the same about Toledo and Louisville in the Bush's Boca Raton Bowl of Beans. Love that name. Toledo takes on Louisville, so you can see Toledo's defense. This name is great. Bowl of Beans.
Bush's Boca Raton Bowl of Beans.
Oh man, this is.
I'm sorry.
Dude, I'm gonna be sitting on my couch, and yes, I'm gonna tell my family. Yeah, I'm sorry, I can't answer the phone right now. I'm in the middle of watching the Bush's Boca Raton Bowl of Beans.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Okay. So on that day as well, that amazing Tuesday, we have Western Kentucky taking on Southern Miss in the New Orleans Bowl, and then the Running Rebels of UNLV take on the Ohio Bobcats in the Scooters Coffee Frisco Bowl. That will also be taking place at the Star. So Wednesday, and then Wednesday, Christmas Eve, Cal takes on Hawaii.
That one's going to be a fun one.
So, I don't know if you had any thoughts about Cal taking on Hawaii, but I mean, I'd say this could be an opportunity for a great year for the Rainbow Warriors.
Yes, I agree. Especially Timmy Chang taking over as head coach.
Yeah.
Hawaii had a great year at 8-4, and they can finish 9-4.
That thing is that's a home game for them. That's great.
Honestly, bro, if Hawaii does good, they're gonna play in the Hawaii Bowl. Like it's basically set up for them to play in the Hawaii Bowl.
It's just a bonus home game for them.
Exactly.
Yep. All right, so we get to the Friday after Christmas. Central Michigan will take on Northwestern in the Game of a Sports Bowl. That'll be taking place at Ford Field. And then this was the bowl game. I think a lot of that would have been most likely Iowa State's destination. The Rape Bowl against Minnesota in Phoenix, Arizona, where New Mexico is taking Iowa State's spot.
I would have called this a Jack Trice Bowl. Yeah, I already saw Minnesota fans chirping, saying that they would have killed us. I'm like, no, you wouldn't. I'm like, Minnesota stinks.
You went 7-5. I'm sorry, but
7-5 in the Big Ten.
Minnesota is the 7-5 merchant. Like, congratulations,
exactly, bro.
What was it? They beat Wisconsin, whatever. I'm like, congrats, but I don't know how much pulse I can give Wisconsin.
And then you also lost to Iowa 41-3.
Yeah, you got smacked by them,
bro. You got smacked by Iowa, bro. Stop the cap.
Yeah, the fact you let them score 40 on your heads, that should be a fireable offense.
Facts.
All right, and then we've got the First Responder Bowl. Florida International taking on the Roadrunners UTSA. So some mid-major action. I mean, it'll be taking place at SMU Stadium. Saturday, December 27th, we go to that Saturday. We have Pitt taking on East Carolina in the Gold Bowling Military Bowl. That'll be taking place at the home of the Midshipmen of Navy. And then this is going to be a hilarious one. Clemson and Penn State in the Bad Boy Mowers Pinstripe Bowl. Oh man, when I saw that, what was it? That one tweet that said like Penn State and Clemson are going to meet each other in the postseason. I'm like, yeah, you're right. But then see that, I'm like, yes. And then on the same day, taking place at another baseball stadium, the Pinstripe Bowl taking place at Yankee Stadium at Fenway Park. You've got the UConn Huskies. I believe this is their second appearance in that bowl in a row, taking on the Black Knights of Army.
Yeah, they played North Carolina in this game last year. Yeah, this one is probably going to be highly attended because I believe UConn is about, and Connecticut's about an hour away from Boston. Army is in West Point, so this one is going to be a highly attended game. Although I wouldn't want to be playing in the cold. These games suck.
Yep. All right, and then for the sake of the Big 12 dynasty, the Pop-Tarts Bowl, the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets are taking on the BYU Cougars. Please, BYU, for the sake of the Big 12, win this so the Pop-Tart dynasty can continue for the Big 12 conference.
Win it for the Big 12, BYU. Don't worry about what those pretentious Notre Dame fans say. Oh, it doesn't mean anything. Stop, bro. Y'all are just mad because you took your ball and went home when you didn't make the playoff.
Yeah, and then I mean, imagine for the Pop-Tarts, they come up with a cougar tail size Pop-Tart for this occasion. Please.
They definitely are.
All right, I like the name of this one too. The Snoop Dogg Arizona Bowl. Miami of Ohio taking on Fresno State. Oh God, if we get
and
Snoop Dogg
on the CW.
Oh, imagine it. You know what would be great too? They get Snoop Dogg to do commentary. Oh God.
Man, that'd be classic.
I'm gonna have to find a way to watch this game just specifically to hope to hear Snoop Dogg on commentary.
We're gonna have to live stream the CW because CW has amazing commentary.
Nope. Imagine Snoop Dogg calls it like what he did that one match at WrestleMania 40 where it was the TL. Yeah. Remember the TLC match?
Yeah.
It was Miz and R-Truth. If he does it like that, I'll be dying of laughter. Okay. Continuing on to our bowl slate, the New Mexico Bowl between North Texas and San Diego State. I'm curious to see how North Texas is gonna do, given that Eric Morris is going to be headed to Oklahoma State, along with, I assume, to be Drew Messmaker is going to be going with them, and a lot of that mean green staff.
Yeah.
And then the Gator Bowl, Virginia taking on Mizzou. Don't really have too much about that one. I mean, Mizzou did Bo Perbila did enter the transfer portal. I remember that now.
Yes, he did. He did.
Okay. And then LSU taking on Houston in the Kinders Texas Bowl, which could honestly be it could technically be a Houston home game, but I know Baton Rouge is not too far from Houston, Texas, so this could be like a 60-40.
Yeah, plus there's a lot of Louisiana people that moved to Houston during Hurricane Katrina, so yeah, there's going to be a lot of LSU and Houston fans there.
Yep. All right. Monday, we have one bowl game where it is Georgia Southern taking on App State. The next Tuesday, we've got actually a few games. Coastal Carolina taking on Louisiana Tech in the Independence Bowl. And then Tennessee versus Illinois in the Liberty Mutual Music City Bowl.
Nice. I'm really, really excited for this one. That one's going to be points galore. So Tennessee and Illinois, there's going to be a whole lot of orange.
Mm-hmm. And then we've got at the Alamo Dome, the Alamo Bowl, the Trojans of Southern California take on the Horned Frogs of TCU. So that will be, I might low-key tune into that one. Just who knows? I'm curious to see how TCU is going to look with Josh Hoover entering the transfer portal.
Which is absolutely crazy because apparently he did a NIL deal with Raising Cane's a few days before, and now he left. So,
I think he definitely found Dave's Hot Chicken.
Yeah, right. This transfer portal is going to be an interesting development.
Dude, Wednesday. This one's gonna be. I think this is probably like one of the better bowl game non playoff bowl games. Iowa taking on Vanderbilt in the Relia Quest Bowl.
Vandy, put B to A to Iowa, please, please,
You know,
please.
here's the thing. You know, some people are gonna like how Diego Pavia reacted to not winning the Heisman. Some people are actually cheering on for Iowa. So,
I don't care about that.
it ain't me. Hey, it ain't me though.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I would never cheer for Iowa.
Nope. Fuck.
Never.
All right. All right. Anchor up, boy. Anchor down, baby.
Anchor down. Yeah, anchor down.
Oh God. We've got the Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl, Arizona State taking on Duke. The Cheese and Citrus Bowl, Michigan versus Texas. Who would have thought that the Michigan and Texas would have been a non playoff matchup or something?
That is gonna be interesting. Especially with all the stuff surrounding Michigan and then Texas. That would I'll just say it's gonna be interesting to say the least.
Mm-hmm. Certainly. And then we've got the Las Vegas Bowl. It is the Cornhuskers, Nebraska, taking on the Utes of Utah. So, I mean, a lot of news coming out of Nebraska and also Utah with Kyle Whittingham seemingly stepping down from his role as head coach of the Utes.
Is he going to be coaching in this game, or did he just already step down?
I don't know. I'm trying to remember the exact wording of it, but I can't think of it right now.
Oh, gotcha.
Yep. Friday, January 2nd, we have the Armed Forces Bowl between Rice and Texas State. And then we've got the Liberty Bowl between Navy and Cincinnati.
Okay. Liberty Bowl, Navy, Cincinnati. This is going to be a fun one.
And then the Duke's Mayo Bowl. Who's gonna get the Mayo bats? Will it be Wake Forest or Mississippi State?
And Mississippi State made it into this game at 5-7 because they were looking for teams to take people's places.
Yep. And then finally, the Trustin Will Holiday Bowl, Arizona taking on SMU.
That one is going to be a fun one. I can't wait to watch this. Arizona has a chance after a 4-8 season to finish their season with 10 wins, which would be going into a great year 2 for coach.
Yeah, Brent Brennan. Yeah, that would be good.
Brent Brennan, yeah.
Oh man, so oh man, over this holiday break, I'm gonna be feasting with bowl games and well, not just that, we also got some college basketball to talk about because Iowa State they did not have a basketball game this week because of finals week, but I mean they did have a pretty sleepy win over Eastern Illinois after the games against Purdue and Iowa. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That men's game was a sleepy one. I think it was just finals and everything. But you're probably gonna have those here and there.
Yeah, you'll have those here and there. I mean, I wasn't really worried. Obviously, everybody knew that the talent was gonna overpower Eastern Illinois after seeing these bye games. One thing I did want to talk about, if you want to put up the basketball schedule, bro. Let's talk about how conference play starts, man.
Yeah. I think we're seeing. Yeah, I mean we've got some Big East action going on already. So seeing some big. Yeah, I've got was it Seton Hall? Seton Hall off to a pretty good start at 10-1, taking on Providence. So this is Seton Hall's Big East opener, and I mean we've seen. Dude, I was watching Creighton Xavier, and that is the Creighton team I was expecting all year.
Not the one that K-State beat.
Or that Creighton squad that just beat the crap out of Xavier.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The Big East is going to be an interesting conference this year.
Yeah, I mean, we could take a look at that real fast. I mean, this is just Saturday. Take a look at that Saturday for the Big East.
Yeah, so you got Butler. Oh, Xavier and Georgetown. That looks decent. Marquette. Dang, Marquette's struggling this year.
Yeah, I don't know. They just haven't really. I mean, take a look at their schedule. They've lost in Indiana, Maryland, Dayton, Oklahoma, Wisconsin, Purdue, and Georgetown. Oof, so rough season so far for Shaka Smart and company. the Big East as a whole, it's been a rough start,
Yeah, it's been
but
pretty down lately.
yeah. But this one game right here, St. John's, Kentucky, I I'm like, okay, I think Kentucky is starting to find some life. They hadn't necessarily been looking like the Kentucky teams of the past years, but this could be a good opportunity for Kentucky to get another marquee win, and it could be the same for St. John's.
Yeah, this will revive Kentucky season. A lot of people have been saying there's not been good things said about Mark Pope and this Kentucky team. So this would be a nice rebound win, a good win for Kentucky to get against a very good St. John's team.
Yep. And I mean, I'm taking a look at this Saturday. Uh, none. There's probably like just a good amount of like. There's still like some of these like bye games and whatnot. I'm trying to think which conferences have already started conference play.
Probably like the mid majors.
Yeah, so a lot of mid majors have. But if we look at the top 25, I think I saw. Okay. Yep.
Oh, Duke and Texas Tech.
Yeah.
Oh, Auburn and Purdue.
Wait. Houston, Arkansas. You skipped over Houston, Arkansas completely.
Oh, I didn't see that one. Oh.
So we got some decent matchups, yeah. So some decent non-con matchups, and then take a look at Sunday. Still a lot of these buy games, whatever. So
yeah.
So, but I mean, basketball's starting to heat up. So, and I mean, knowing me, I'm probably gonna find some mid-major to watch randomly and just be like, yeah, fuck with them.
Yeah, you're a sicko like that, so I wouldn't expect anything less from you.
I mean, I got just, but yeah, I'm just excited.
I mean, we got that to look forward to. You're going to be on break for a while, so we also will have the transfer portal, so we'll have that for you. And if we have a lot more people that go out of the transfer portal, we will have an emergency pod for you.
Yeah.
So we will be ready and raring to go.
Yeah, hold on. I gotta show this photo of like the All American crew. So we're gonna go from right to left. So if you're watching the stream, on your right, on the far right is Mimi Collier. I believe she is either setter or outside hitter for the University of Wisconsin. Her team went to the Final Four. They did suffer a heartbreaking 5-set loss to Kentucky. So she was one of the players that won won the Player of the Year in her specific position. So I believe I think it was right side, because and then if you go to her right, kind of like in the middle of right, you have Olivia Babcock from the University of Pittsburgh. I believe she won Player of the Year, so overall Player of the Year. So so that's kind of like winning like the Heisman in college football terms, or National Player of the Year in college basketball. And then in the middle, you got Andy Jackson from the University of Nebraska. She won the Middle Blocker of the Year, which is, again, like kind of a defensive player. So, I mean, Nebraska, like if we were to put it into college football terms, is kind of the equivalent of, I'd say, Ohio State of college football. So Nebraska is kind of the equivalent of that. And then on her teammate, Bergen Riley, won Setter of the Year. So it's kind of like pretends is like the best quarterback and whatnot. So setter's kind of like mapping where all the players go in a specific play on a specific set or like in a specific point. So she won Setter of the Year. She also came from the University of Nebraska. And then our Iowa State Cyclone own Rachel Van Gorp won Libero of the Year. So again, I think I said this somewhere, but that's kind of like winning Defensive Player of the Year. So pretty cool. And it's pretty nice that like we are getting some recognition on the national stage in volleyball, and not just in football and basketball, also volleyball, which is pretty cool.
Well, congrats to Rachel Van Gorp. Thank you guys for tuning. Yeah, thank you guys for tuning in to the Believe in Iowa State podcast. This was a great show. Thank you for coming back on, Cody. I missed you these last few shows. Glad to have my co-host back.
Yep.
All right, and we want to give you a big thank you to FanDuel. Right now, it's going to be a jam-packed weekend. We got college football playoff action. We have college basketball. We also have 2 NFL games tomorrow. We have Eagles, Commanders, and Packers at Bears. So,
Oh.
which Packers at Bears? That is a tight division race. The Bears need to win this game to continue to if they want their chances to win the NFC North. So watch that. The Eagles could basically clinch the NFC East with a win and a Cowboys loss. So, yeah, if you want to watch that, you can watch that too. Also, if you want to find us on Twitter, you can find me, Tyler, at SideTie Guy. You can find Cody at Tierney's Burner.
Yeah, I've said it. I've retired. Due to Matt Campbell leaving, I've officially retired the. People still call me Matt Campbell impersonator, but like, yeah, it's kind of retired because I'm also like graduating after this year, so it felt like the time was right. But yeah, just kind of become a volleyball birder is kind of fun because like I haven't discovered many volleyball birders, but I've discovered them, which is kind of crazy. Volleyball Twitter fan accounts, which is pretty cool. But yeah,
that's awesome. And then another thank you to Speed Spot that has made us a top 15 sports podcast in the state of Iowa, as well as a top 40 overall most listened to podcasts in the state of Iowa. Thank you, state of Iowa listeners. Thank you, everybody who supported me and Cody throughout this journey. Also, follow us on social media: Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. And also, thank you, Twitch community, even though I was taken aback because that was the page. I realized there was somebody on one of the people who were watching who said, "Hey, hello." So they're re-showing the Iowa State Purdue game. Let's
yeah!
Oh, I'm about to watch this. All right.
Wait. Is that all CBS?
Yeah, CBS Sports, dude.
Oh, yeah, right after this, I'm getting off. I'm rewatching that game. I got.
Yes, you got to. All right. Yeah. So that is tonight's show for Tyler Carter
and for Cody Van Salem.
This is the Believe in Iowa State podcast. Roll Clones, baby.
Go Cyclones.